Now you have to work.
Thinkers and shrinkers, are you teachable and coachable? Correct? We want
Yes.
to know if you're coachable, because guess what? This is a new mindset around being able to get the body you love, to love the body you have, and to crave the foods that are going to help your body do what you enjoy most in life. So we're your brain trainers, Rita Wood, Tammy Magnuson. Welcome to our show.
Hello. Yes, welcome. Teachable, like, are you teachable? I think something happens as we're growing up and unconsciously we're teachable, like whether we wanted it or not. It was just receive. And the unconscious part of us picks up all this information. But there comes a point in our life where we're like, I'm not teachable. I'm set in my ways. This is how it is. This is how I have to protect myself. This is how I have to soothe myself. This is how I'm going to comfort myself with these foods, with these feelings, with this boredom, with the sensation, with the smoking, with the whatever it is, right?
Exactly.
So are you teachable? And that's, I think, a really, the other part I think about the teachable part is when we become young adults, we get set in our ways, or we forget that we can be teachable, right? Like somehow we feel like we graduated and we're like, okay, I'm done.
Or maybe it's this part of us that is just so defensive against being taught because of the way we were taught in school, or by our parents. You have to sit, you have to do this, you have to do that. And so now we have this resistance to, well, guess what? I don't have to, but is it benefiting you? So we want to use your brain, use your thinking to actually divide some of the links that have been going on inside of your brain and help you crave what's beneficial for you. If you craved going for walks, if you craved exercising, if you craved apples and oranges and lettuce and these healthy things that come straight from the earth, that aren't processed, that aren't man-made, they're made. Oh, thank you, sweetie. They're made from the earth, right? They're beneficial. They have the live enzymes for us. If we craved that, could we easily get the body we want? Right. Could you?
Right. Yeah. And I think you could if you're coachable, right? If you're coachable and we can see your blind spots, we can see how you're thinking and how you're feeling and how you act is giving you that mindset that traps your body, that hurts your body, that creates pain in your body, that creates protection. Inflammation is a level of protection from the acidicness that you're eating and stuff. And why is your body acidic? Because not only the way you eat, but the way you think, right?
Exactly.
Because the way you think will dictate the level of toxicity in your. So are you coachable? And what is your mindset? Like, where are you in your mindset? 0, I'm not in the growth process. Or 10, I am growing, personal development. I'm always seeking, because we want people who are seekers, who want to have a progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal. And if your body is the ideal that you want to master, let your brain work with your brain to help you, right?
Exactly. It does go so much easier when you know those blind spots, when someone else is speaking into you the truth of who you really are, not from these beliefs that are stopping you and that are creating resistance and rejection of good things for yourself.
Yeah. So as brain trainers, we know that a lot of our programming started when we were young, and we know that the brain likes to link. So it likes to link food, and cravings are now manifested. And you're like, why do I keep eating these chips? What is it in me? So we go and we lead you into how are you successfully creating your body, your mindset? How are you successfully creating the hurts and pains? Because we believe that you are successfully doing it. Yeah. So we go and we help you and we lead you out of that thinking and we collapse it. We help you collapse that thinking, that feeling, and flatten that, creating a new inner compulsion for life and love and luxury, and instead of lust and loss,
short-term pleasure.
Yes.
Instead of short-term pleasure.
Yes. So are you teachable? Are you coachable? What is your mindset? And is it a growth mindset? I think you can start with that. Like, being aware with like, oh, inquire within, am I teachable? Am I willing? Am I open? Are you like stuck and it's their fault, and it's the food's fault, and it's the doctor's fault, it's the medication's fault, it's the, all the troubles and the circumstances around you? Is that where you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
So are you coachable? Are you willing to be open? Are you willing to learn something new? Are you willing to work with what you have and let that genius part of you come out and really explore life?
Yeah. And make things easier. Really. That's what it's about, to be coachable and work with somebody who actually can know what's going on inside of you, where it came from, and how to change it, and then allow things to be easy for you is our goal. And hopefully if you're watching this, it's your goal as well, right?
Yeah. We want to be a support system. We want to give you value, and we want to know what has worked for us. Like being conscious and being aware of how we're eating, why we're eating, right? What were the 5 steps last night that we did about overeating?
They were to be aware of what is the emotion that's taking you to that food. So all of a sudden you're bored, all of a sudden you're angry, all of a sudden you're feeling alone. Be aware, and then ask good questions about it. When, how, what, and even asking that really good question is go down 5 whys, right?
Yeah.
And how did we question the why?
Well, it was either why or because. So you can say, I like these bags, this bag of chips because.
Yep.
So you can go because they're great, because they're cheap, because whatever your story is, whatever that thought is, it's just a thought. It's not even true. So as you go down, you're kind of dipping into the unconscious part of you. If you go fast enough and you because, and you will come to realize that you're like, oh, it's because I had
there's a memory, right?
Yeah,
it's really powerful. And the way that Rita said it was like, I like those bag of chips because they're crunchy. I like that crunchy bag of chips because they're cheap. I like that cheap, crunchy bag of chips because, and so pretty soon you're like, what is it? And it is an emotional. So then number 3 was emotional eating. What is food really doing for you? And then number 4 is that healthy mindset around food. Is this food serving your body? Just like you put fuel in your car, you don't put mud or water or tea or coffee in your car, right? And expect it to run. It's not going to work well. Don't give your body things and expect it to be healthy. And then who do you want to be? What is the self-image you really want to create in that future person and in the present person today, right?
Yeah. And I think that one's so important, Tammy, because if you really notice what you're doing every day, is you're looking at your body and you're like, oh, all this defect of character, this body part, this overwhelm, this overeating, this regret, this remorse, this is where your self-image is. This is where you're focusing on. So what you focus on is where the part of your brain is now concentrated, like, well, how can I create more of that? Because that is where you're directing it. So the self-image is very calculated, and it's very sequential to directing your brain to that healthy body. And maybe you have to borrow resources from when you were 18, 21, when you were best fit, best mindset. You might want to borrow those times, pull out a picture, an image of you when you're feeling great and active, and the promises that you told yourself, like, I will take care of you, body. I will nurture you. I will do self-care, for you, for your body, for your mind. So having that image, self-image that is phenomenal, that touches you, that moves you to being good to yourself is,
exactly. Moves you to being good to yourself. Because if your self-image is, I'm fat, nobody likes me, it's too embarrassing to go out, I feel so guilty, that self-image is going to just get a stronghold in your life. And that's why you need a coach, because that stronghold is really difficult to break unless you're at a point where you're at some kind of paradigm shift and your body's going downhill fast, or you have a disease or an illness, right? Then we start to make changes. Don't wait for that. So
I don't think it's any kind of coach. I mean, a brain trainer coach, we help you close the gap. You want this? We go to work as to what's the resistance, what's the story, what's the memory what are you doing to yourself to protect yourself to create this body? So having a brain trainer coach where we can go in there, we know how the mind works, we know how and we know how to collapse it. It's the you're feeling bad image. We help you collapse that. We just had a client yesterday, right? She didn't like the way she looked in the camera. And by the time we were at the call, it had nothing to do with that, right? Nothing to do with that. So how do you get a feeling of how you feel about what you see and you collapse it? Amazing, amazing work.
Yes. And it works for you and you work with it and you have all the knowledge you need to make those changes and to be the best person. This is the greatest self-image that you can have of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, like, share, and comment. Join us tomorrow. Click the notifications so you know when we go live, and we will see you then.
Yeah, we are having in May a Think and Shrink workshop. So if you're interested about the mindset, about brain training, if you're interested about working with the unconscious, if you're interested in healing the past, letting go of the past, healing the past, updating your memories to where you can be of service to yourself and to your body and to your spirit and to your soul. Join us. The dates will be below. And if you have any questions, reach out to us.
That's great. See you later.
Did you already say subscribe? And
I did.
I was in a trance.
Okay.